I call the Honourable Member Rahui Katani.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Tēnā koe. The circumstances around irresponsible borrowing and lending has been at the heart of the financial crisis of the past 3 years. In many respects, therefore, we would look at this bill as an extension of the borrow, borrow, borrow mentality that has had disastrous consequences at central and local government level, at community and at family level. But we cannot ignore the very serious debt issues facing our local government, which this bill attempts to address. I am really pleased to be able to speak to this bill as the Māori Party member of the Local Government and Environment Committee, because as the Māori Party member on that committee, I am really keen to ensure that I can do as much as I can to assist the committee to tackle an extremely significant issue for local government, and that is to dramatically improve representative democracy as provided for in the provisions of the Local Government Act 2002, and in particular around Māori representation. The provisions are really specific in terms of providing opportunities for Māori to contribute to and participate in local authority decision-making process. There is opportunity for fostering the development for Māori capacity and the requirement to provide relevant information to Māori in order to best uphold the commitment to democratic representation. And yet, at the very best, representation of Māori elected onto councils is at best between 5 and 7%, despite Māori being 17% of the population. And of course we all know that the Māori population is increasing and at a faster rate than the European population. So there is no question we have a long way to go in improving the effectiveness of local government for Māori. We must pull out all the stops to enhance Māori participation in local government, to implement and monitor accountability mechanisms, to ensure effective Māori participation, and of course to be engaged in the true realisation of power sharing envisaged in Te Tiriti o Waitangi. In order to meet these needs, we accept that local councils need to allocate priority to Māori representation, and yet, as we already know, local authorities are already facing many competing priorities, a situation which this bill attempts to address. The forecast borrowing needs of local authorities are large. Total borrowings could reach $10 billion within 5 years from a current level of around $6 billion. The purpose of the bill then, as others have said before me, is common sense. It is very simply to make borrowing cheaper for local councils. This simple aim would be achieved by establishing the New Zealand Local Government Funding Agency Limited to act as a type of umbrella organisation for the purposes of borrowing money for local councils. The theory is that multiple councils issuing their debt collectively will lower the cost of borrowing, and you've got to applaud that purpose. Economies of scale will mean that the agency is more creditworthy than individual councils and will therefore borrow money at a lower interest rate. We would hope, therefore, that the benefits of this approach will be realised by all, and more to the point, will enable a more comprehensive and enduring attempt to create representative democracy. The Māori Party places huge priority on listening to the people, and so we were particularly interested in the submission from the Society of Local Government Managers. We must pull out all the stops to enhance Māori participation in local government, to implement and in order to meet all of these needs, we accept that local councils need to allocate priority to making sure that, as well as Māori representation, there actually is facility for making borrowing cheaper. That can only benefit the ratepayers, that can only benefit local authorities, that can only benefit taxpayers as well. And so we are supportive of this Act. Kia ora.
I call the Honourable Member Nikki